Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cohn Zone Live. We're your hosts, Grant and Lowell. The Niners are 2-3. We're going to talk. You've been hearing me rant and rave about the Niners for the last couple of days, but I want to know what my dad thinks. You guys want to know what my dad thinks. Dad, let's go through the heavy hitters in the 49ers organization one by one and reassess them. Stock up, stock down, starting with Jimmy Garoppolo. Has his stock risen or dropped in your estimation?
In the basement.
In the basement.
Took the elevator, went past the lobby on the way down, went past the second. He's in the boiler room.
Yeah.
He's in the boiler room.
Here's
the thing. He stunk on Sunday. There's no other verb to use. Iggy, his passer rating was 15 point something.
17. 17 point whatever, yeah.
No, it was 15.
Oh, was it? Yeah, 15.7, 7 of 17 for 77 yards.
Right, it was 15. So
2 picks and a fumble.
That is lower than the earthworm.
Yeah.
He had a passer rating lower than what the earthworm would have.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Either he just stunk, and Shanahan pulled them because of that and made an excuse that he was hurt, or he was hurt and shouldn't have been on the field.
Yeah.
But in either case, he was terrible, but it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
When was the last time he was good?
When was the last time he was good? I want to say he was good in New Orleans last season. He was good in Seattle week 17 when they beat the Seahawks. You get credit for beating the Seahawks in Seattle, but he hasn't been good since that game. The playoffs started. He threw 3 interceptable, terrible passes against the Vikings. Shanahan took the ball out of his hands. Then he threw 8 passes against the Packers. It's like he didn't participate in the game. And then in the Super Bowl, we all remember what happened. So yeah, it's been since last December, almost 10 months.
Yeah. So, when he first came in, God love him, he was so exciting, and he gave everybody who is a fan tremendous hope that this was the key to everything. But I don't believe that about him anymore. He can do certain things very well, but until further notice, he's a little bit better than an ordinary quarterback. He's serviceable, and he does, as we've seen this season, many things not well. And Iggy, in the first game, he wasn't hurt, and he didn't play well. So according to not what you want to believe, but according to data, according to what we see, he's not been a particularly good quarterback for a while. So I would say, he's in the boiler room down there. That's how bad I think he is.
I just reviewed the coach's film of the first half. I haven't gotten to the second half yet, but he didn't play in the second half. And what I saw from Jimmy Garoppolo was not necessarily that he was hobbled on the field. He actually made some nice throws moving in the first quarter. He was not seeing the field at all. He was seeing the pass rush, and he had Brandon Ayuk open deep, wouldn't throw it to him. George Kittle open over the middle, wouldn't throw it to him. He'd lock onto his first read, and if he wasn't open, it seemed like he would just do that thing where he stands still in the pocket and kind of panics. That's not about his ankle. That's even more troubling, and that's the same thing he did week 1, to your point. So I think what's interesting real quick is that he started out when he came to this team flourishing on a bad team. Now he's struggling on a team that has a lot of talent. You're right. He's below the earthworm.
Oh, he's below the earthworm. And it leads to another. Look, I know that the people watching are 49er fans. Grant and I are not haters, and we're not negative, but we're honest. I mean, we saw them lose 2 in a row to crummy teams. Iggy, I think the larger issue with Garoppolo and the 49ers is who's the quarterback? I'm not sure they have a quarterback. I can't count either of the backups. As much as I like Nick Mullins, he's not going to be the answer going forward to them. So the real question is Garoppolo the answer going forward? And I'd have to say there's a lot of doubt now that they may have to actually get another quarterback, because I don't think he can do it.
I don't think he can do it either. I mean, to me, he can't even protect himself. When he's on the field, he looks freaked out to me because he can't move. There's 2 ways you can protect yourself as a quarterback: with your legs and with your brain. Like Peyton Manning couldn't protect himself with his legs, but he got the ball out so quickly because he could read defenses so effectively. He protected himself. Jimmy can't do either one. So many times he drops back and looks like he doesn't know where to go with the ball, which means he's not going to be the Tom Brady type of quarterback. Tom Brady is a quick decision maker. That's why he's playing at 43. You can't touch him. Jimmy would rather run around, and he doesn't have the athleticism to do that anymore. Maybe he had it 4 years ago before he tore his ACL, but now he reminds me of just his demeanor on the field, it's like Brian Hoyer at the end.
Oh, I know what you mean. And it's sort of like expecting to be hit, expecting to fail, expecting to fail and to be defeated.
Yeah, and it's fair. A human can only take so many hits, and the guys who keep getting up are the legends, like Brett Favre. So this was bound to happen to Jimmy Garoppolo. It's just amazing to see how he's lost all of his confidence in the 3 years that he's been here, or so it seems. Like he was impervious to a bad pass protection, a bad team. He came in and believed in himself, and now it seems like I can't do this anymore, guys. This pass protection isn't good enough. It almost seems like he needs a change of scenery. Like he needs to get the hell out of town.
I would have to agree with that. I honestly don't feel he's the answer for the 49ers going forward. I don't know who the answer is, but I don't think it's him, unfortunately for them.
I don't know if he's the answer for anyone moving forward. I mean, you look at him, he's not what you want in 2020. He's not particularly mobile. He's not particularly young. He's not particularly cheap. He might be on the Ryan Tannehill track, a guy who has to go to a team and take a big discount and compete for a job, maybe wait until the starter gets, who knows, or maybe he'll just go back to New England and be great. I don't know.
Iggy, I checked on the internet last night, quarterback deals, money deals. He does not have one of the highest deals for guaranteed money. He doesn't. Their contracts are weird in that league.
You're right.
But in terms of total money he possibly could make, he's number 5.
That's too much.
And Iggy, he's not one of the 5 best quarterbacks. Iggy, he's not one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league. No way.
He's not one of the 15 best quarterbacks in the league.
No.
How could you look at him and Ryan Fitzpatrick on the same field and think that Jimmy's better?
I mean, could we talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick a minute?
Yes, let's talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick a minute.
Look, who the hell is Ryan Fitzpatrick? And yet he looked like they all said Joe Montana. He had almost the perfect rating. But here's the thing. Did you people notice watching on TV, he was chewing gum the whole time? This guy was so relaxed. I never saw this before. You see in baseball, guys chew gum and tobacco. The guy he had this beard. He looked like he just was eating maple syrup in the woods. He came out and he was chewing gum. He had no doubt that he was going to murder the Niners. And he did. The Niners were never in the game.
Guys who chew gum when they're playing. Baron Davis used to chew gum. Remember that? He would always chew gum during games. He didn't have a mouth. And it's like the most confident thing you could possibly do, right? It's like, I'm really not breaking a sweat here. This is like practice. So he eviscerated a great defense, supposedly, on the road while chewing gum. I love that guy.
He could quarterback and chew gum at the same time.
Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo's at the gum chewing level right now? No. I don't think he could play quarterback and chew gum at the same time.
I don't think so. I don't think he's at the level where he could even swallow anymore.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So the gum chewing, you got to look for that. If a quarterback can chew gum and play well at the same time, he might have something. Fitzpatrick has been in the league for 15 years. He's made quite a career for himself. He's this fringe backup who has the confidence of like Michael Jordan. I love that guy.
Iggy, before we move on, and we should move on, let's name a few quarterbacks who could chew gum and play quarterback at the same time. Joe Montana.
Joe Montana could. Russell Wilson could, but he's so serious. He's just a little general on the field. I don't know if he would. Who would actually do it? Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the joy in life to do it. Favre would have done it. Favre would have done it. Steve Young is a lawyer. He wouldn't have done it.
No.
Brett Favre would have absolutely done it. Yeah. All right.
I'll tell you someone else. I got one more. Phillip Rivers.
Oh yeah, Phillip Rivers would do it. Yeah.
Rivers.
Derek Carr, no.
Hey, listen, no. But on this broadcast that we have often argued that Jimmy is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. I got to tell you, I take it back. I watched Derek Carr beat Kansas City. He looked great, and I always felt he was a nervous quarterback. Actually, he was composed as opposed to Jimmy.